young heir to a throne and his sister are being hunted by their older brother for the usual royal family reasons. And along their journey, they meet a traumatized Crusader knight who reluctantly joins them and protects them. This is Outcast, and boy, this is that review. Outcast stars Hayden Christensen and Nicolas Cage. It's a weird pairing. It's a weird, strange pairing if you think about it. And it is directed by David Powell. This movie came out in 2014, and I have recently caught it on Netflix. I watched the whole entire thing. I didn't skip through anything. I watched it from start to finish. And I gotta say, it wasn't that bad. I mean, I haven't looked at the other reviews of it or anything like that. Granted, it was a year ago. And I gotta say, it was a good movie. It was like between decent and good. So I don't know what would that be between decent and good. I don't know, you decide. But basically it follows a young heir to a throne in I guess somewhere in Asia, that type of area, because it picks up 3 years after the Crusade Wars, and Hayden Christensen is just traumatized in this movie as a former knight, and he's just traumatized when we meet him in the current day. And he reluctantly joins the team of the young emperor who is being hunted by his older brother, because his older brother's like, "No, Dad, why did you choose him to be on the throne and not me? I've going on all these wars." And the typical plot line to every, basical I should be on the throne type plots, but it was good. The action was pretty good. Hayden Christensen at the beginning, yes, I couldn't get over the fact that this is Darth Vader, but as the movie progressed, I slowly forgot about it, and he was really good in this movie. I thought Christensen was good in Outcast. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there to you. Nicolas Cage showed up a little bit later. I'm not going to say what he did, but he was like the older mentor to Christensen. He wasn't his father, but he took Christensen under his wing when he was a child and helped them in the war. Then they went their separate ways, and I don't want to give too much away because it's one of those, if you have nothing better to do movies, check it out. There's a lot of cool action in it. And Hayden Christensen is a badass in it. This is the kind of stuff that I would have liked him to do in Star Wars. Like, if you put a lightsaber in this dude's hand in this movie, yeah, that would be cool. But I wonder if anybody ever did a supercut of that. I don't know. I'll look into it. But it was a cool dynamic between him and Cage. I mean, these are two actors who get just obliterated on the internet and just who are memes and stuff like that, but in this I thought they were pretty good, and the story was pretty decent. It was, like I said, it was the typical throne, I want it, you shouldn't have it, you're a kid type deal, older brother sibling war. But the action alone in this I found very, very good. Christensen held up on his part. He talked a little bit but not much. And I want to say this, if given more roles in action movies like he was in this, I could potentially buy him as an action star. Yes, I said Hayden Christensen might actually be an action star. Maybe with more of these low budget action movies, yes, but I liked him in it. I thought he was pretty good. He was decent. Nick Cage was just crazy in this movie, which I had no problem with, and I thought it was pretty awesome. It's not borderline bad. It's okay, decent. I said it's between decent and good before, but now thinking back on it, not once do they speak any foreign language in this film. They speak all English, and I could see how that people will criticize that. Like, well, because there's some people out there who will. The action is really good. I really enjoyed everything that was about it. I already said that, but I'm restating that. And just typical throwback, not a throwback, but just like a throwaway action movie. If you got nothing better to do, watch it. Um, yeah, Christensen just did a lot of fighting in this, which I liked, and he came off as a real badass. And if he was to be like a silent assassin type deal, I could see him doing it because this was just that good of a performance that I thought he had in it, and Nick Cage just doing himself, man. I mean, well, it's not probably him doing his actual self, but he shows up. If that's one thing people need to remember when it comes to a role, Nick Cage shows up, and it was the all right. The problem I only had with his character was the dialogue he was saying, the way he was kind of saying it, and it was just like a little weird to me, like not over the top, but like borderline over the top, if that makes sense. And the Emperor kid, the kid kind of got annoying at times, but it wasn't that big of a deal. They introduced also another little kid in it, but that kind of just, she faded into the background like she was one of those siblings from the 90s television shows that just kind of was there in the beginning and then magically disappeared. And those are probably the only problems I really had with the movie. Nick Cage being a little bit, with the way he talked over the top, kind of the kids a little bit in it, but I really didn't care because I thought the action was pretty good, pretty decent. But other than that, Outcast is a decent movie. If you're bored, check it out. If you just want to check it out in general because you want to see the pairing of Nicolas Cage and Hayden Christensen together and with swords, go ahead. It's on Netflix right now. And check out the links down below in the description. Why not, right? You got time. And other than that, that'll be that.